evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming worldwide on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from the burial grounds as the Region Sports Network presents live coverage of Week 4 high school football as the top-ranked Crown Point Bulldogs take on the Lake Central Indians. I'm Leo Staudaher, and I'll have the play-by-play for the night's action. And joining me with the color analysis is Jay Simmons. Good evening, Jay. It's Week 4, and we got a great matchup between two Duneland Athletic Conference rivals in these Bulldogs and the Indians.
Yes, we do. Both of them, Lake Central coming in at 2-1. Their only blemish is against Grand Rapids Catholic out of Michigan, averaging 26 points a game, defensively giving up 19. They have to step it up defensively this week to slow down that Crown Point offense, averaging 31 points a game, only giving up 10 points. And a lot of those points, Leo, are in garbage time in the fourth quarter. So their defense is playing lights out for the Bulldogs.
As you mentioned, Lake Central 2-1, Crown Point 3-0. Crown Point, a bit of a new-look offense this year, but still very strong through the run game. You have to think this game will be decided in the trenches.
Yes, it will. And one of the keys to the game for Lake Central, I think, is time of possession. And they have to really step up offensively. Get 3 or 4 yards per play. Stay on task for their first downs. Keep those first downs rolling, Leo. They've got to get multiple first downs. Have long drives to try and keep that offense off the field.
We'll have more on the personnel from each team as we get closer to kickoff. But we're getting ready for the coin toss. And if you're in the areas, fans are still filing in. It's a great night for football in St. John. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. As I mentioned, 75 degrees and sunny here in St. John. There is some wind gusts up to 10 miles per hour in the area. Sunset scheduled for just a few minutes right before 7:10. Then temps will jump into the low 60s as we get later in the evening. That's the Friday night forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Visit them on the web at forajobdoneright.com.
So Crown Point won the toss, deferred, and Lake Central is going to be receiving the ball going from right to left on your screen.
So that means we will see the offense of Lake Central first, led by Cameron Reddick, the senior quarterback, Jacob Turley at running back, Andrew Koszelski at fullback, Hamza Issa, Logan Rodden, and Xavier Green at receiver. Up front in the line of scrimmage, you have Lucas Rakev, Matt Kafka, Colton Mines, Will Sandoval, and Jace Luther protecting the offensive line.
Yeah, that's the 5 guys that are going to have to play outstanding tonight for Lake Central to win.
Lake Central wearing their black helmets with metallic blue decals, white face masks, blue jerseys with black numbers, white pants with a blue stripe down the side, while Crown Point outfitted in their traditional red helmets with a white stripe, white face masks, white jerseys with red numbers, red stripes at the shoulder, red pants with white stripes down the side.
I like the white face mask. Sort of offsets the color and makes it stick out a little bit more.
Out a little more. As it's an overall good look for both sides. As we get ready to see the kickoff team from Crown Point, this is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Oliver Brewer will look to send it deep for the Bulldogs. To return it for the Indians, it'll be Logan Rodden and Rashid Shami Setting. Brewer runs into his kick from right to left, and we are underway here in St. John. This one will sail into the end zone and skip its way out through the back for a touchback. So that will bring the Lake Central offense onto the field, and they will look for an efficient drive to start things off here. Defensively for the Bulldogs up front, they'll be led by Amir Plowden, Mark Gonzalez, and Josh Daniels. Ben Clark, Trevor Gibbs, and A.J. Summers will be the linebackers, and in the secondary it'll be Carson Cavalcante, Griffin Van Teichel, Dominic Fanton, and Oscar Biazzi patrolling the secondary.
Yeah, you got to look at defensively for the Bulldogs. Van Teichel is their leading tackler, and if I can find it in my pile of papers here, which I always lose, Van Teichel with 26 total tackles and 1 INT.
Reddick leads the offense out of the field at the 20. He'll keep it on the option. He breaks through the middle of the line and works his way to the 30 for a big gain on first down.
And that's the way you like to start this one off for the Lake Central Indians. Great push by the offensive line and a nice little cut right by the running back right there to find a hole. And now you got 2nd and 1. You're ahead of the chains on the first series.
So 9 yards on the keeper for Reddick. He will bring his team up. 2nd and 1 from their own 29, looking to continue going forward from left to right on your screens. Reddick has a running back behind him, 2 receivers to the right. He's looking right to pass. Instead, he'll tuck it and run. He is wrapped up as he picks up.
Looks like we got a flag
gain
on the play.
So that will slow things down. That was Daniels with the tackle. As we'll get things sorted out.
Personal foul. Face mask.
So it'll be a face mask on the defense, so it adds to the gain for the Indians.
That's what I thought I saw out there. Good call by the official picking it up.
The first down is brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville, your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialists. So that will move the Indians closer to midfield, right about at their own 46, trying to get into Bulldog territory here. They'll be in the shotgun. Reddick and Turley in the backfield, 2 receivers to the left. The ball is near the left hash mark. It'll be a handoff to Turley. He will cut to the right side of the line, but he is stood up and brought down by Gibbs.
Looks like Gibbs and company. Mark Gonzalez right there on the tackle as well. Gibbs, 2nd in the team in tackles with 17. You think these guys got a low numbers for a starting linebacker, but how much have they played in the second half?
That is a very good point. As this is a Crown Point team with some lopsided wins. More on those when we look at their offense, but they have been playing very well as of late, and that means the second string has been getting a lot of that experience later in the games. 2nd and 10 for the Indians from the 46. The nose of the ball is at midfield. Reddick steps back in the pocket, scanning his options to pass. He will hang on to it, squeaks out to the left side, and hustles to the Crown Point sideline. Makes something out of nothing there on what was intended to be a passing play, but he just turned it into a scramble.
Yeah, great job. He looked at his first 2 receivers, both well covered, tucked the ball, and that's a good thing for Reddick right there. Forcing those linebackers to stay at home. He outran the linebacker to the wide side of the field there and picked up a nice play on first down. Looks like it's going to be 3rd down and 5, so Lake Central still staying ahead of the chains. Now they got a big conversion down here at midfield.
Coming into this game, Cameron Reddick, 43 carries for 344 yards and 5 touchdowns. He adds 5 more on that last run to make it 3rd and 5 from the 49. 10 minutes, 14 seconds left, and we will have a timeout taken by Lake Central. So we will step aside. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Reddick and the Indians make their way back out to midfield as they get ready for this 3rd and 5 from Crown Point's 49-yard line. We'll have Turley behind him in the backfield, the trio of receivers to the right, one lone man out at the left side. Reddick looks right to pass. Has to avoid some pressure, and he is swallowed up by the Bulldogs just past the line of scrimmage. He'll be short of the sticks.
Well, let's see what Coach Koulianos is going to do here. It's going to be 4th down and looks like about 3, which is manageable. Do you punt Crown Point in the hole and let your defense get out there? Or are you a gunslinger today and go for it?
We'll see. It looks like the offense is taking their time, but now they will adjust personnel, bring the punt unit out. We will see TJ Olenkamp looking to try to pin this one inside the 20 and give the Bulldogs a long field to work with.
Well, that's the way you want to start it right here. I mean, I think it's a good call. You're 4th and 3 at midfield. Why give them a shorter field than they already need to score?
Lake Central brings a couple extra players onto the line. as they will not get them out quickly enough. That will be a delay of game, so they will send them back an additional 5 yards. Gives the punter more room to work with.
Yeah. Well, I think some of the guys that were sleeping on the sidelines, they're gonna be running not only on the field, but they might be running a little bit more tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they'll be hearing about that one.
Yes,
from
they
the
will.
Coaching staff. Those are the type of things you need to make sure you're ready when your number's called.
That's right.
As the Bulldogs will drop a pair of returners back, Dominic Fanton and Griffin Van Tykel get ready to receive this kickoff, or this punt, from Olenkamp. 9 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Tommy Ramelli handles the long snapping duties for Lake Central. His snap goes to Olenkamp. He boots it. It lands, it's caught inside the 10, and now Van Tykel is going to find a runway along the left side. He gets to the 40, 45, past midfield, opposing 45, 30, 25, 20, 10, and Van Tykel will go all the way to the end zone for a 90-yard punt return touchdown, putting Crown Point on the board early here in the first quarter.
And it looked to me there was no middle coverage on the punt team. They were out to the side, and you can see him here catch that ball, and he is up the sideline. Unbelievable. Nobody in the middle of the field for the Lake Central Bulldogs or Lake Central Indians. And then the Bulldogs push the outside guys, right, pinned them into the sidelines, and Van Tykel goes 90 yards with a crew of dogs running down the field right around him. I mean, he had 4 guys standing around him looking for somebody to block. They had nobody to block.
So now the Bulldogs get ready for the extra point attempt from Oliver Brewer.
Well, now you look back at it and go, man, we should have went for that first down.
And the extra point from Brewer is good, making it a 7-0 lead for the Bulldogs with 9 minutes remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Stay with us after the game where we'll name the proud Union home play of the game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union Ironworker. That 90-yard punt return touchdown from Griffin Van Tykel is an early front runner for that category, as we haven't had a lot to choose from yet, but 90 yards is 90 yards as we get ready for a Quintel kickoff. Handling jobs ball size throughout the country since 1994.
I had a pack of dogs leading them into the end zone on that one.
That was the first special teams touchdown of the season for Crown Point. Picked a good time in this ball game to help set the tone.
Yes.
We'll get more into the Crown Point offense when they do take the field, but
eventually.
The kickoff from Brewer sails just to the 2-yard line where there's a little miscue with the return. He'll have to scoop it off the turf. Breaks free to the 10 where then he is swarmed by the Bulldogs and stopped. So a potential
89-yard field for the Indians to go for a score.
As there was trouble handling the return by Shami Setting, and that could have been a lot worse if he wasn't able to locate that ball off when he dropped it. He was able to pick it up and at least make something there,
right,
getting to his own 12-yard line. So now for Reddick and the Indian offense, long field to go, trying to answer as you find yourselves down by 7.
Oh, definitely. Special teams not looking really sharp here for the Indians in week 4.
Those are plays you have to correct,
That's
especially
right.
against a tough team.
Yeah, you got to play
like
mistake-free.
Reddick will hand it off to Turley, and he is quickly surrounded at the line of scrimmage by the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
do not have much room to run.
Leading the pack right there, Gibbs, number 39.
Trevor Gibbs, the 6'4", 245-pound senior, committed to play at Indiana next season, has been a multi-year starter on both sides of the ball for Crown Point.
Yeah, it seems like he started on defense his sophomore year, played a little bit of blocking tight end, and then as his last year got more passes, and this year he's really taken off on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely. We'll showcase him more as an offensive player when the Bulldog offense gets onto the field, but defensively he's been one of the key parts of that offense. Swing pass to the left side of the line to Turley, but he will be dropped behind the line of scrimmage as the defensive backs, it looked like Ben Clark, one of the first Bulldogs, in on that tackle.
Yeah, he read that play perfectly. The wide receiver that was out to that side just couldn't get a helmet on him, and he just fell off the block and made the tackle for a loss. So it looks like about 5 yards on the play. Well, 6 yards, 3rd and 16. Lake Central ever since that, well, that first series went pretty well, but not this one.
So the first passing play of the day for the Indians goes for a loss, making it 3rd and 15 from their own 7-yard line. Reddick in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right. He's looking right to pass, and the pass is tipped in the air, and it will drop to the turf. Nearly another disastrous play through the air as Ortiz got a paw on it, popped it up in the air, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that one looked like it hit him right in the wrong spot. It was a defensive back, hit him right in the hands.
Yeah.
That's why they call them defensive backs.
As now the punt team for Lake Central will head onto the field. Van Tykelt will set up right around Lake Central's 48-yard line as we saw him break off that 90-yard return touchdown in his last look. Tricky spot for TJ Olenkep as he is backed up in his team's end zone. He lets it fly. It drifts to the left and will land in the Crown Point sideline out of bounds. They'll be down at the 40-yard line, so this will bring the Crown Point offense onto the field. So after graduating their starting quarterback, starting running back from a year ago, this is how the Bulldog offense will look. Cooper Mulaski and Tice Custy have been splitting reps at quarterback. Braden Shutt is at running back. Trevor Gibbs featured at H-back. Anderson Keller is the tight end. Logan Urbaniak and Caden Smith play receiver. And then from left to right at the offensive line, Logan Howard, Tony Brooks, Connor Cavalcanti, Nolan Cicero, and Zach Clark are playing the offensive line. So it'll be Custy as a signal caller to start things off. He quickly fires a strike to his right to Urbaniak, and the Indians will try to slow his momentum down.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up about 7 yards, 8 yards on the play. Just a quick little hitter. See how soft the defensive backs are playing. It looks like Lake Central DBs are giving them a little bit of a cushion. They took advantage of it right there.
That was Caden Smith at wide receiver making the catch there. So now the Bulldogs again, 2nd and 1 from Lake Central's 27-yard line. They put a tight end in motion. It'll be a handoff to Shutt. He will work his way through the middle of the line and take the pile right about to the 15, but there will be some laundry on the field.
And it almost looked like, thought I saw a face mask on the play, but we shall see.
So we'll get things sorted out from that. That was Braden Shutt. He's been having a great season stepping into that feature running back role as a junior, replacing Larry Ellison. It will be a face mask on the Indians, so that will move Crown Point even further to the line of scrimmage. Another 4 Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, Shutt, 70 carries, 436 yards, 6.2 average, 8 TDs on the season.
So Custy and Shutt in the backfield. Custy's looking right to pass, quickly fires one to Smith. He reels it in and tries to push forward to the goal line, but Lake Central will prevent him from finding pay dirt just short of the end zone.
Yeah, nice job of the Lake Central defense, swarming to the ball, stopping him just short of the goal line. Looks like they're going to measure it about the 2-yard line.
So 2nd and goal for the Bulldogs. They'll bring some reinforcements into the huddle. This looks like they will have Trevor Gibbs at Wildcat quarterback. So Gibbs and Shutt in the backfield. Gibbs will take it. Plows forward. He gets to the line.
Oh, they gave it to him.
And it will be a touchdown, Gibbs.
Forward momentum gave it to him. Right there, the official closest to him made the call.
So Trevor Gibbs records the touchdown for the Bulldogs with 5:47 remaining in the first quarter.
That's his 2nd on the season.
Yeah, that was one where he was able to get to the line. The Indians met him there, sent him backward, but he was just able to get the ball over the line. And now the
6'4", 245. That's going to be a tough one to stop.
Yeah. I would not want to be one of the would-be tacklers in his way. Brewer gets ready for the snap from Colton Brown. Cooper Mulaski in to hold. And the Bulldogs, looks like they will there will be a pre-snap penalty here. False start on the Bulldogs as they were getting ready to make their way to the line for the PAT, so that backs them up 5 yards.
Sure, not a problem for the field goal kicker, extra point kicker for the Bulldogs.
Brewer 11 for 11 on PATs this season. The snap, the hold, the kick, all good. The kick sails through the uprights, so that will make it a 14-0 lead for Crown Point. With 5:47 to go in the first quarter, you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Athletics and say Go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite those 21 and older to Bulldog Park on September 13th for the city's Wine Fest. Enjoy samples from dozens of vendors, small bites, and live entertainment from the Moods and Frank Rivoli. For tickets, visit crownpointinfo/winefest.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, Leo.
Yeah, that might be worth checking out. So that'll be this weekend. This is a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. The kick goes through the end zone for a touchback. So following a touchdown drive capped off with the 2-yard Wildcat rush from Trevor Gibbs, we will see Cameron Reddick and the Lake Central offense back on the field, now trailing by 14, looking to string together some positive plays and find a way to get points on the board here in the first quarter.
Definitely, they need some first downs. Give the defense time to figure out what's going on. Crown Point only had to go 36 yards on that drive, and they wasted no time scoring on that drive. So Lake Central offensively needs to get some positive plays. Again, get the ball back to, if they can get the ball back to midfield, punt it away. This time, get some people down to cover. But, string some first downs together. Get something positive going here for the Indians.
They'll put a fullback in the backfield. That'll be Koszelski to join Turley and Reddick. Reddick fires one to the right side of the line, connects with Issa. He will boogie forward just past the 20 before he's pushed out of play to the sideline by Cavalcante.
Issa, that's his 11th catch. Before that catch, he had 10 catches, 122 yards. He had one fumble. But other than that, he's having a good season. So now he's got 11 catches on the season.
Hamza Issa, the leading receiver for Lake Central. And last week, a 26-0 win over Portage. So trying to find a way to end this drive with points. They will go with a handoff to Turley, and the ball pops out. Reddick will pick it up. He was Johnny on the spot there, right behind the pile, as the ball just kind of rolled right to him. So he actually picks up a couple yards on the play. Not exactly how you draw it up, but that makes it third and short.
Third and manageable. Right there, good job by Crown Point, really defensively attacking the ball carrier, and then once you got him stood up, boom, a couple guys go in there and try and punch that ball out. Great job defensively for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Turley was going to the right there when he got to the line of scrimmage. There were 3 red helmets on him.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't pull that one.
3rd and 3 from the 27-yard line.
Should say Cam Reddick. Well, I'm sure he should have read that a little better and taken it.
Reddick will follow his blockers to the left side of the line, but the Bulldogs will stop him just at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play for Reddick. That brings up 4th down, and the Indians will set the punt unit out.
Yeah, it looked like number 9 was at the bottom of the pile for the Bulldogs. Van Teichel, another tackle in tonight's game, along with a 90-yard punt return. Not a bad job so far tonight.
No, Van Teichel and Fanton back deep to return for the Bulldogs. They're set up just short of their own 30-yard line. The snap goes to Olenkamp. He boots it high. It will take a roll. Van Tykelt scoops it up at the 30. He will break to the left. He is brought down by a pair of Indian defenders at the Crown Point 42-yard line.
Yeah, nice little return right there. The Lake Central punter seems to be hitting line drives, and it definitely gives the punt return deep guys a chance to return those when the defense still, or the offensive guys or punt tacklers are not down the field very well.
So now we'll see what kind of look Crown Point goes with, starting at their own 43. It was a shorter field last time out. So Tice Custey leads the offense back onto the field. Ben Keller in at tight end and Shutt behind him at running back. They'll put Anderson Keller at motion at the tight end. It's a handoff to Shutt, and he will work forward just shy of midfield. So Braden Shutt picks up a few, makes it 2nd and 4.
Looks like number 22, Brody Ramirez on the tackle there. Still kind of tough, 5-6 yards down the field, and the linebacker's making the tackle. You got to attack, be more aggressive, get them at the line of scrimmage.
So Shutt behind Custey in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. They'll put one of them in motion, Urbaniak. Custey drops back, looking to avoid pressure. Rolls out of the pocket, goes to his right, throws one. It gets tipped in the air and falls incomplete.
Well, nice job of coverage right there by the Lake Central Indians. Had 2 guys right in the vicinity of the ball.
He was looking for Urbaniak on the pass. It was broken up by a pair of defensive backs. Makes it 3rd and 4 from Crown Point's 49.
Yeah, it looks like that was number 26, Jason Mann, on the coverage right there. Great job getting his hand in there to swat the ball away without causing any pass interference.
So now the Bulldogs will bring some extra receivers into the huddle. Max Gernick, one of the running backs, heads in as well. So does Gibbs.
Yeah, it looks like a line change in hockey. There are about 5-6 guys running out.
And now we will see A.J. Summers in at Wildcat quarterback. He will put it into the belly of Gernick, and it was a shoestring tackle at the 40. He's able to keep the momentum going forward, but that could have been a huge gain for Gernick as he was breaking to the left.
Yeah, nice job right there. Nice little trickeration right there. Fake like they're running one way, come back, and then counter back to the initial way that they ran the ball. Well, that just it confuses those linebackers. They start breaking one way and moving the other, and bam, it's a quick hitter in the middle.
So that was a Four Seasons mechanical first down. We've seen the Bulldogs, through the first 3 games, have used 2 quarterbacks and then have used Gibbs and Summers in those Wildcat looks. Summers, the freshman, starting at linebacker, playing some offense as well. Here's Custey. He will hand it off to Gernick. He breaks to the right, and then he is stopped. He was trying to find a way to cut and ran out of room as the Indians quickly get to him.
That's number 6, Lucas Lind, coming from his free safety position, just sprinting up, making a great read, made a nice tackle to the outside, and that's going to cause 2nd down and 9 for the Bulldogs. Great defensive play right there.
Ball is at Lake Central's 35-yard line. We saw Lucas Lind a lot in that Grand Rapids Catholic Central game. He was making a lot of plays. He was one of the leading tacklers in that one defensively for Lake Central. Here's Custey. Hands it off to Gernick. He leans forward and takes a couple of tacklers with him for a short gain to make it 3rd and manageable for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 6 at the 32. Just over a minute left to play in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Lynn on the season, 24 tackles, 18 solos. It's pretty good for a free safety.
Yeah, that means you're getting involved in the play. As now another line change for the Bulldogs. It looks like it'll be Summers leading things at the huddle. So Summers with Shutt to his left. Everybody else close to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a handoff to Gernick, and the defensive line swarms to him, preventing him from picking up the first down.
Looks like it's going to be 4th down and about 2. Look like Brody Ramirez on the tackle again, right in the middle of the line.
Yeah, Ramirez got a big hit in on him. You saw he was almost able to try to pick Gernick up and couldn't quite bring him down, but still was able to get the first hat on the ball, making it 4th and 2 with 13 seconds left.
It looks like they're going to bail it out to the second quarter.
We will see if the Bulldogs go for it or how they choose to play this one. As the first quarter runs out, Crown Point leads over Lake Central 14-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. Yeah, I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and
at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. And the Bulldogs will look to go for it on 4th down. Gibbs at quarterback. Adjusts the personnel. It'll be a direct snap to Schutt. He pushes forward, gets some help from his friends, and will pick up the 2 yards needed for the first down.
Plus some. It looked like he gained about 5 or 6 on that play. Nice push by that offensive line. Well, you had guys going all over the place in the backfield offensively for the Bulldogs. You can tell they practiced it, that nobody ran into each other.
That was 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. That means it's sponsored by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. So now new set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 22. They'll bring in Cooper Mulaski, the junior, standing at 6'7", to play quarterback here with Schutt to his right. They put Gibbs in motion. He will be to the right of Mulaski. Play action, he throws it to the right, and it squeaks out of the hands of the receiver, Gurnick, incomplete.
Yeah, Gurnick, he looked like he turned his head and was looking where he was running before he tucked that ball away. He had it for a second, and then the ball just slipped out of his hands. Got to make sure you secure the ball first, then look for where you're going.
So Mulaski, another one of the junior quarterbacks for the Bulldogs. Overall, they have 4 different players that have taken snaps at the quarterback position. You have Mulaski and Custy, true quarterbacks, and then Gibbs and Summers have been more wildcat looks.
That sounds like a prop bet in the Super Bowl or something. How many quarterbacks can take a snap from one team?
And now they'll put Mulaski under center. He hands it off to Gurnick. He leans forward, and he'll pick up a handful of yards on 2nd down. But when you're trying to replace a high-profile quarterback like Noah Ehrlich, it looks like it's almost you're still figuring out who's going to be the one that takes that job. And when you have a lot of good athletes, Crown Point has the luxury of being able to get creative and get a way to get the ball in all of their hands.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look at Mulaski and the other quarterback, they're exactly the same, 13 for 20. Mulaski has 191 yards. The other quarterback, Krusty, has 154 yards. Both have 1 touchdown.
And there's a problem with the snap. It breaks away. The Indians will jump on it.
Here we go.
The Bulldogs were under center, and there was a miscue on the snap. It skipped to the right of the line, and Lake Central was able to jump on it. So now they will force the turnover.
Yeah, just as Mulaski was pulling away from the center, he did not have the ball in his hands. It looked like the ball popped up, and he pulled out just a little bit too quickly. Mulaski fumbles the ball, and now Lake Central with a huge opportunity here with 10 minutes and 26 seconds left in the second quarter. Make something positive happen here. The defense has done it, and they've done it before in the other games we've been here. Now let's see if the offense can step up.
That was one of the defensive backs. We'll work on getting the number, but he was really able to step up and help out the Indians. So 1st and 10 from their own 15. Reddick in the pistol. Drops back. fakes the passes, trying to escape some pressure on the left, floats one down towards the sideline, but it's broken up. He was looking for Rodden, the wide receiver, but Cavalcanti was able to break up the look.
Yeah, Rodden needs to keep working his way back to the quarterback. He sort of stopped and waited for the ball to get there, and that allowed the defensive back to close some ground and disrupt the catch right at the point when the ball got there. Great job by the defensive back for Crown Point.
So 2nd and 10 from the 15, 10 minutes and change left to go in the second quarter. Lake Central trying to continue to add some of that momentum on their side following that fumble recovery.
Well, that catch would have been a big play on first down.
2 receivers to the far right, 1 to the left. Reddick's looking left. It pops off the hands of Summers and goes incomplete.
Yes.
A nearly risky play that fortunately does not result in a turnover for the Indians.
A.J. Summers read that perfectly, settled down from his linebacker position in the flat. Well, if he would have just been able to tip it up to himself, he would have had a pick 6 right there.
Makes it 3rd and 10 for Lake Central, looking to try to find a way to get a new set of downs here. They'll split 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The ball is at the left hash mark. Just over 10 minutes to go. They put Turley in motion to the right. Reddick floats back, goes with a dump to the H-back. He continues to push forward. Koszelski trying to get to the first down marker. It does not appear he has enough. It'll make it 4th and 2 for the Indians.
Coach Koulianis not willing to go for it here, give Crown Point a short field. I think this is one of the places, if you're that big of an underdog, I think this is one of the places you might want to think about going for. You already had one returned for a touchdown. The last time they punted, they got about a 15-yard return on it.
This will be from their own 23-yard line. The snap, it'll be a line drive from Olenkamp, takes a high bounce at midfield, continues to pop up at the 45, where then the Indians will down it after it takes a bounce backward. So that brings the Lake Central or the Crown Point offense back out at their own 46-yard line with just over 9 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, Crown Point offensively passing through the year 399 yards on the season, rushing 720 yards a game. That's 240 yards per game, 720 on the season. I want to say 720 per game, whatever really you're going to. But yeah, like we talked about, a lot of times in these games, the fourth quarter has been such lopsided that they really haven't had to have the first team out there or pass the ball.
So Mulaski and Shutt in the backfield. Mulaski will hand it off to Shutt. He slides to the left of the line and takes a couple of defenders with him for a handful of yards right at midfield.
Yeah, another tackle by Brody Ramirez. He's having himself a pretty good game so far. And at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. He's in the hunt right now for that award. He has been disruptive out there for the Lake Central Indian defense.
And the junior linebacker entering this game, 35 tackles, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, an interception, and a forced fumble. It'll be a pop pass to Gurnick. He looks to squeak through the left side of the line, but he is twisted down. Might have been a loss of 1 there. So they tried a little swing pop pass from right to left, but well defended by the Indians.
Yeah, right here would be a huge morale boost for the Indians if they were able to cause a punt here.
They were able to work the turnover last time out. And
a punt this time? I think at the position of the field, though, I would think Crown Point would gamble for it and go for it on 4th down. So they've got 2 big plays here defensively for the Indians to step up.
Mulaski will go under center for this 3rd down. They put a tight end in motion. It'll be a handoff to Gurnick. He powers forward.
Going to be close. Well, the official on the far side is waving him on 1st down.
It'll be enough for the Four Seasons Mechanical 1st down. So Max Gurnick, kind of another one of those useful running backs for Crown Point entering this game. 26 carries, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 receptions for 53 yards.
All right, let's see if Lake Central defense can keep them in check here. 2 or 3 yards every play. I'll accept that as a defense.
Mulaski will hand it off to Gernick. He steps back, cuts to the right, moves to the 35, where then he is knocked into the Lake Central sideline.
Looks like they're going to mark him out about the 37.
So solid pickup for Schutt, and now it'll be 2nd and 3 from the Lake Central 44-yard line.
Yeah, Crown Point just keeps rolling guys in and out, different sets all the time.
The ball will be at Lake Central's 37.
Whether it's 2 tight end, 2 receiver, 1 back, all kinds of craziness, and it's going to drive people, defensive coaches, crazy as they break down this game film.
Mulaski puts Keller, the tight end, in motion, hands it off to Schutt. He drives. He will get the first down as Lake Central was able to send a few blue jerseys to him, but it was enough for the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, they're just starting to ground it and pound it here.
That's been the way Crown Point has done it so far, and Braden Schutt really stepping into that starting running back role as you look at his stat line. 126 yards week 1, 155 yards and 3 touchdowns week 2. And then week 3 against Merrillville, one of the other top teams in the area, 159 yards and 2 touchdowns on 25 carries. So in his first year as the main running back, he's had a solid season. Mulaski floats a pass deep to the left. Going up and getting it for the catch will be Caden Smith.
Caden Smith did a great job adjusting to that ball. It was thrown just a little bit behind him, and he went up and got that ball right over the top of the defensive back. The defensive back for Lake Central didn't turn around soon enough and couldn't find the ball, and the ball went short of him, and then he went up and made the catch.
The 30-yard reception picks up a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, and on that play, the Bulldogs will hand it off to Schutt, and he is stopped after picking up maybe a yard as he gets close to the line of scrimmage, but the Indians were able to stifle him there.
Yeah, Lake Central's got a big defensive stand right here.
2nd and goal from the 7. We'll see what the Bulldogs are able to craft up here. If it's one of those looks where you go to the Wildcats, or they will put Mulaski under center. He has Gernick behind him. They put a tight end in motion from right to left. 6 seconds on the play clock. Mulaski rolling right, trying to evade pressure. Breaks through one tackler. Throws one to the corner of the end zone, incomplete.
Mulaski, great job extending the play, avoiding the rush, and then seeing that there was nobody open, did the right thing and got rid of the ball. Lived to play another down.
5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 7. A big stand here for the Lake Central defense.
Definitely. If they can hold them to a field goal right here, I'm going to chalk that one up as a positive for the Lake Central defense.
Time's running out. 14 seconds on the play clock, and the Bulldogs need to get to the line here. Gernick will be in at running back. Mulaski trying to get the play in. 6 seconds on the play clock.
They're going to call a timeout. Good job by the coaching staff, Crown Point. Seeing the clock run down, calling a timeout.
So we will step aside. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Third and goal for the Bulldogs here. Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point athletics. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite those 21 and older to the Bulldog Park on September 13th for the city's Wine Fest. For more, you can visit tickets at crownpoint.info/winefest. Third and goal from the 7. Mulaski looking to pass. Heaves one to the right, and it will be a leaping catch by Smith for the touchdown. Caden Smith with the acrobatic catch adds 6 more to the lead for Crown Point.
Wow, what a great catch. Again, Smith with the great timing in the corner of the end zone. He goes up over the top. Great throw by the quarterback, puts it high. Boom, right into the hands of Smith. Smith does a great job extending his hands, getting him, catching it at the high point. That's what you like about a receiver right there, catching it all the way at the top.
Second touchdown of the season for Smith makes it 20-0 for Crown Point as they will get ready to head to the line for this PAT. The snap, the hold, and the kick from Brewer. It goes through the uprights, so it is a 21-0 lead for the Bulldogs with 5:23 remaining in this Duneland Athletic Conference matchup. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Gotcha.
Well,
We are back at Lake Central, getting ready for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. So Brewer gets ready to send one deep as the Indians had a little trouble receiving the last kickoff, so looking to avoid any of those misfortunes. As Brewer's kick will drop into the end zone and skip backward for a touchback. So for Cameron Reddick and the Lake Central offense, just over 5 minutes left to go. What are you looking for them as they try to finish a drive with points?
For Lake Central, they've definitely got to spread the ball out. They've been attacking the Crown Point defense in between the tackles. I think they've got to bounce something outside and try and get vertical on the outside. It just seems like whatever they do, it's always between the tackles. Let's try running something to the outside.
On that first drive, we saw a couple scrambles from Reddick that resulted in positive yards. That could be something that could work. He's a very good rushing quarterback. They could get him in motion. That could lead to some positive yards. He'll put a receiver in motion. It'll be a handoff to Turley. He looks to cut to the right side of the line, goes to the hash marks, and picks up a handful of yards on first down.
But the last play on that series before they punted, they ran a screen pattern or screen pass, and the linemen, if one of them would have blocked, there was two guys rushing in, but they delayed their movement upfield. If they would have put a helmet on those two guys, it would have been a big play.
6-yard pickup for Turley on first down. Now there's a trio of receivers to the left. 15 seconds on the play clock. Just under 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Play clock dwindling down to 5 seconds. Reddick hands it off to Turley, and he is running out of room, moves to the middle of the line before the Bulldogs are able to get to him. Gain of 1.
Yeah, it looks like about 3rd down and 2. Big conversion down for the Lake Central Indians here. They've got to get the first down, keep this ball moving. I'm going to say at this point in the game, I'm going for it on 4th and 1 or 2, definitely.
That last carry could help that, making it 3rd and 2 from their own 28. So you have to think this is a pivotal point in the contest. 2 receivers to the left. They bring an extra tight end onto the field. Turley's behind Reddick in the pistol. 4 seconds on the play clock. Reddick will try to drive through the middle of the line, but he has nowhere to go. He is stood up by Gonzalez, Daniels, and company.
Oh, we got a late flag on the play. Let's see what they're going to call here.
As the defensive line of the Bulldogs just left no room for Reddick.
No, not at all. And like I said, they need to go to the outside.
And there will be a face mask on the defense, so that will give the Indians the Four Seasons mechanical first down. And so moving forward, 3:45 left to play in the second quarter. Lake Central moves closer to midfield after that penalty.
That's huge for the Indians right there. Get some momentum. Get out of your own end zone here.
First and 10 from their own 43. Two receivers out to the far left for LC. Reddick in the shotgun, no snap, hands it off to Turley, and Turley drives to the left end, gets a few yards on first down. Physical run by the Lake Central running back.
Yeah, great job right there. Good job of blocking inside. You know, what do I know? I say run to the outside. They've been running in between the tackles the entire time.
It's a gain of 4 yards for Turley. So the junior running back heating up here late in the second quarter. 3 minutes left to play. 6 yards for the first down for the Indians. Getting closer to halftime. All scoreboard updates are courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Reddick's going to keep it on the option. He goes to the middle of the line. He is surrounded by the Bulldogs. They try to stop him. His forward momentum might have taken him for a 1-yard pickup before the Bulldogs left him no other options.
Yeah, we'll get to that Strachan Van Til scoreboard update to you at halftime. 2:22 left in the second quarter. We'll get to that during the halftime show.
You can follow all of tonight's Region Football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard. Stream on youtube.com/Region Sports, Facebook/Region Sports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com. And 8 seconds on the play clock. Both sides appear to be looking for something, and there will be a timeout taken by Lake Central. They will have one remaining following this, so a minute 56 to go here.
Were they waiting for the 2-minute warning?
I'm not sure. That certainly a couple of long stands on this drive where they're taking the play clock down to under 10 seconds before either getting the snap or...
Well, I call that solid coaching right there for Lake Central. Slow the game down. The longer you have the ball, the less time that Crown Point offense is on the field. You take that play clock down to under 10 seconds, under 5 seconds, that could shave off quite a bit of the game. We've seen the Indians be able to move it to midfield a couple of times now. You have to think this is a pivotal moment to try to convert as Reddick and the rest of the offense trying to finish the half with points, because you have to remember Lake Central Crown Point won the coin toss and deferred, so they will be receiving to start the second half. Yeah, so far the scoring kicked off early with Griffin Van Tickle, a 90-yard punt return. That came at 9 minutes left in the first quarter. And then Trevor Gibbs adding the second score on a 2-yard run that came at 5 minutes and 47 seconds in the first quarter. And then Caden Smith with a fabulous catch in the corner of the end zone, an 8-yard pass from Cooper Molaski, and that came at 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
So we have a minute and 56 remaining. Reddick will be the lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to the right. Ball's at midfield. Reddick drops back to pass. Looking right, pump fakes. He will keep it. He runs. He is able to weave forward, gets the first down, and continues to drive as he was wrapped up. So Cameron Reddick fights his way into Crown Point territory and picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
Yeah, Cam Reddick right there lowered the boom on the linebacker trying to come up, laid a shoulder into him, and then plowed ahead for about 5 more yards. Nice determination and effort by Reddick.
He had Gonzalez trying to take away his legs, but he was still able to keep driving forward. First and 10 from the Bulldog 43. It'll be a handoff to Turley. He drives, wears a couple of defenders, and moves forward for about 4 yards, but another physical run from Jacob Turley, who's been a bit of a workhorse on this drive.
Yeah, Lake Central, all of a sudden, this offensive line has woken up, and they're putting together a nice drive here with just around a minute left in the half. Let's see if they can punch in a score here before halftime. This would be a great lift for them going into the halftime.
Ball's at the left hash mark on the 40. Handoff to Turley, but he is first hit in the backfield, but then rolls forward, a bit of a somersault, trying to get back to the line.
Yep, back to the line of scrimmage. I think if I'm Lake Central here, I might try and chuck one into the end zone here.
40 seconds and counting as the Indians get the play in, looking to make it to the line here. 3rd and 7 from the opposing 40. Reddick back to pass. Throws deep to his left, looking for Issa, and it's intercepted. But there are a couple of flags thrown, as that will be an obvious pass interference call, as Issa was tackled by the opposing defensive back.
It looked like an inadvertent whistle stopped the play.
Right.
Even though there was a flag on the play, Crown Point could still return that.
I believe that was Summers with the would-be interception, but the safety had Issa wrapped up, and as he was turning to try to make an attempt.
That was nice of the officials to blow the whistle there, and it saves Lake Central some time on the clock.
So we'll get this all sorted out. Pass interference on the defense.
But even though there's a penalty, I don't understand
you're
why.
Supposed to let them play, right?
Let the play continue until it. All right, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you'd let the play run out and not stop the clock.
So that'll be 19.9 seconds remaining. It'll be 1st and 10.
But and then Coach Buzia on the other side's like, all right, why did you guys stop the clock?
Yeah.
Why did you blow the play dead?
So 1st and 10 from the 25 of Crown Point's. Four Seasons Mechanical first down. Reddick looking right to pass, scanning his options, floats one to the end zone. It's a step ahead of his intended receiver. That was Rodden.
Boy, if he just puts a little bit more air under that, it was the right spot to throw it to. But if he'd have just put a little bit more air under it, that might have been a touchdown right there. It was a great throw. Just give the receiver a little bit more of a chance to get that catch.
2nd and 10 for the Indians. 15 seconds to play, trying to use this remaining time to find a way to the end zone. Trips to the right, one receiver close by to the left. Turley behind Reddick. 4 seconds on the play clock. The snap to Reddick. Fakes the screen to his right. Throws one to the end zone, and it's short of Issa. Incomplete.
And Reddick right there did not step into his throw. He was throwing as he was falling backwards, anticipating the defense getting to him, and he had a clean pocket, should have stepped up into that throw again. More air under it would have been a perfect pass.
So the incompletion only took 6 seconds off the clock, 9.9 seconds remaining. 3rd and 10 from the 25. Reddick and the Indians look for the signal. Bit of a closer formation. Reddick scanning the field. Fires one to the right. Jump ball in the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Bulldogs. And he will take a knee at the back of the end zone. Oscar Biazzi wins the battle for the INT. That will end the second quarter. It's halftime here at Lake Central, and the visitors from Crown Point lead the Indians 21-0. We'll have the Commissioner's Quarter coming up. Following that, some more halftime analysis, getting you ready for the second half. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialists.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig, and talking about all things IHSAA related. Paul, thanks for being with me. You and your colleagues are very busy. It's that time of year where you're annually in the fall on the road talking with athletic directors and finding out what's going on with the membership. How has that project gone so far?
It's gone great. It's really good for us to get out of the office and go to where our schools are at. We were in Plymouth, Indiana, and met with probably about 75 school principals and athletic directors, and had about another 75 at our meeting in Lowell, Indiana. And we kind of go over what's gone on within the association over the past year, and we really talk about everything from student leadership. A lot of our principals bring students to these meetings, and we have a session just for student development and working on some leadership traits, talk to our champions together and officials, and topic that's on everybody's mind these days, the athletic transfers. And so there's just a whole host of things that we go over in this meeting. But we also want to listen, having the opportunity to listen to our schools and understand what they need from us helps us also.
I think it's interesting, too, that when you mentioned the one thing that's on the minds of a lot of people is this transfer situation. And, you've been involved in this for quite a while. And transfers, there have been transfers from day one, and now there's a more clear-cut way of doing it.
Yeah, there is. I mean, we changed some bylaws last year. But, everybody thinks we've been kind of absent of change. And, since 2012, we've had 32 changes to our transfer rules. And so we've always tried to evolve and adjust, but still protect, students' ability to participate. Our concern is not only students that transfer, 92%, almost 93% receive full eligibility when we do over 3,000 transfers annually. But, we're also worried about the students who may get displaced by somebody transferring for solely athletic reasons. So we have to keep every student in mind, even ones that are not involved in the transfer process.
Well, you have transfers, you have NIL, you have, this is a challenging time to be involved in high school sports in our state.
things continually change, and we look at the youth sport explosion on the front side of high school participation and understand that that's not about education first. And then I think it's hard-pressed to say that the collegiate atmosphere today is not about education first. I jokingly tell the membership, I can't remember the last time I turned on a broadcast and heard somebody celebrate the graduation rate of their athletes, which tells me that the academic focus has left a lot of universities.
The cynic in me would say it's now become what everyone knew it was, but never really talked about it directly, and that it had become a highly commercialized and almost professional type of environment. But that's for another topic. All right, we are at the point in the athletic year. You have 2 weeks until golf. Is that right? Am I reading that right? 2 weeks until girls golf?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're in their final matches of the regular season, and tournaments will begin in 2 weeks. And, it's amazing how we get to this point every year. Shortly after that, everything else we offer will begin. And I know you and I talked about it earlier, but every sport is really past or almost past the halfway point of their season. It's just amazing how fast that point of the season gets here.
Speaking of how fast it goes, we're coming up on week number 4 of the high school football season, so I think that underscores it better than anything.
That's exactly right, Coach. We talk about football a little bit every week, and it's amazing that we're sitting here with week 4, and tomorrow we'll cross over the halfway, or not next week, we'll cross over the halfway mark, and it's just amazing. And teams are still figuring some thing out. We have some teams that are having the season that they expected to have, but it's what coaches do. It's help student athletes learn through sometimes adversity, but they also have to learn through success.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. Commissioner, thanks so much for your time. Have a fantastic week. Be safe on the highways.
Thanks, Coach. We'll listen to you on the radio on Friday and Saturday night.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Halftime here at Lake Central. Leo Staudaher, Jay Simmons for this Duneland Athletic Conference between the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Lake Central Indians. Through 2 quarters, it's Crown Point with the lead 21-0 over Lake Central. as it was a first half where the Bulldogs really capitalized on a couple of key plays.
Yes, definitely. To start the game, it was a 90-yard punt return by Griffin Van Tickle. That came at 9 minutes in the first quarter. Great job of execution by Crown Point special teams on that particular play. Lack of execution by Lake Central, as Van Tickle was probably just past midfield and had 4 more blockers in front of him. And wow, I mean, that's the way you don't want to start a game if you're Lake Central on special teams. And an easy return by Van Tickle, like I said, 90 yards. When
you give your opponent a chance to start the game with the lead before their offense has taken the field, that's against a team like Crown Point. You can't really give them that luxury.
And it's one of those. It's for Coach Koulianos, it's one of those things that's a head scratcher. You had 4th down and 2 at midfield, and you're thinking, all right, I've taken the ball to midfield on the opening drive. I punt it away, give Crown Point the long field. And, it's one of those head scratchers. As he's returning that one, you take your hat off, scratch your head, and go, why didn't I go for that at 4th down? and then Lake Central, a muffed kickoff return. They get it, return it to the 12-yard line. A few plays later, they punt it away, punt it out of bounds at the 36-yard line, a short field for Crown Point again. You're giving one of the top-rated teams in the state offensively a short field like that at 36 yards, and Trevor Gibbs punches it in on a 2-yard touchdown for a second touchdown on the season, and that came at 5:47. But like I said, a 36-yard field. Again, mistakes special teams-wise. Two, like you said, Leo, mistakes led to Crown Point scores, and that's it right there. And then the last touchdown, Crown Point took the ball pretty much the length of the field, and a couple nice catches by Caden Smith on the previous couple plays before that, outstretched the defensive back, and I think you said it was a 30-yard gain on the previous play, and then a couple plays later, back to Caden Smith in the corner of the end zone, a little fade pass again. Caden Smith being able to get his head turned around, extending his hands all the way up, making the great catch. And like as a wide receiver coach player, I always like to high point that ball, and that's exactly what he did. He had that one all the way completely stretched out. Great timing on his part to make that catch, and a great pass by Cooper Molaski. And Cooper Molaski, you know what? I keep thinking when I say the name Molaski, I'm saying, wait a minute, he's not a quarterback, he's a tight end. But that was his brother, and he's now, I think, at Purdue. Yeah. So hopefully Cooper Molaski's brother can help turn around Purdue's fortunes here the next couple of weeks. I think they play USC tomorrow. But that Molaski connection to Smith, that came at 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and that's where we are right now, 21-0. I think Lake Central defensively is playing a great game. They're keeping this offense in check. Very high-powered offense that Crown Point has. But the offense has got to step up. And the game me and you did a couple weeks ago against Grand Rapids, the offense just sputtered. I think the best play was the first play of the game. They had a 22-yard swing pass, and after that it was all downhill.
Yeah, and you look at what the defense has been able to do. You recovered a fumble in the red zone, so you force a red zone turnover. They've been able to make it difficult for Crown Point to string together some of these drives. They've had to go creative, had to run some counters out of the Wildcat, use a little bit of trickery here. And so, yeah, if you give this Crown Point offense a short field, that's just tough to work with. So that'll be certainly be something the field position battle will be key in the second half.
Yes, and I think the bad thing for Lake Central is Crown Point gets the ball and start the second half. So the defense, yet again, has to step up and come through and be the savior of this game.
So it will be kickoff for Lake Central to Crown Point when we start off the second half. We're getting closer to third quarter action, and we will take a look at the scoreboard. This scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com.
And here we go with the scoreboard update. We have at the half Andrean 14, Munster 7, Bowman Academy and East Chicago tied up at 0 in the second quarter. Highland 7, Calumet 0. Highland showing a good start here to this week 4. Whiting and Calumet knotted up. Calumet Christian Patriots knotted up at 0. I almost said Calumet High School. Glad I read the fine print. Hold on. Before I go any further, I'm going to put my glasses on here.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Now I can see the fine print. All right. Griffith bouncing back, number 10 in the RSN poll, bouncing back after a loss to Lowell last week, a pretty sound loss. Bouncing back 42-0 over Boone Grove. Hobart still continues, number 2 in the RSN poll, still continuing just to take it to the house. Right now they are 21-0 over Kankakee Valley at the half. Chesterton, who's on one of our stations here, Chesterton versus LaPorte. Chesterton 12, LaPorte 7 in a very good close game. And number 8 in the RSN poll, Lowell Red Devils 28, Hanover Central 17. In another game, I think you said the broadcast at Valparaiso versus Michigan City. Who are the guys that are doing that game?
That would be Andrew Mild and Doug Nelson.
Andrew, never Mild. Andrew, we love you, baby. All right, Valparaiso, number 5 in the RSN poll, Michigan City 7. It is tied up. Not at 7. 7's Wild right there. Let's move on down. Another game that's being carried on RSN Network, number 2, Maryville versus Portage. Maryville, number 2 in the RSN poll, 24-3 over the Portage Indians. And let's see, Shortridge Blue Devils, 12, Hammond Central 6. That is also at the half. And as we're winding down here, Lake Station 35, West Central 15. That is in the third quarter. And just went to halftime. That is number 6, Wheeler in the RSN poll. The Wheeler Bearcats, number 6 in the RSN poll, 21-0 over the Bishop Knoll Warriors.
So that you can follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on YouTube.com/Region Sports, Facebook.com/Region Sports, and RegionSports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
Yeah, we have one more, just a scoring update that just came through. It is Chesterton 19, LaPorte 7 again at the half.
So you can continue to follow all of those scores as it's a wild week across the region. We will have the third quarter between the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Lake Central Indians. That's coming up next. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Machnick. I'm the owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland. And ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback. Especially on the high school level, a lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Back at Lake Central, Leo Stauder, Jay Simmons getting ready for the third quarter between the Crown Point Bulldogs, number 1 in the RSN poll, 3-0 on the year. Victors last week versus Merrillville, 35-21, versus the Lake Central Indians, 2-1 on the year, 1-0 in Duneland play. They had a 26-0 win against Portage last week, and it's 21-0 Crown Point. As approaching the third quarter, they will be receiving the kickoff, so they will be looking to bring, whether it's Custy or Mulaski or no matter who's at signal caller, this has been an offense that's been able to put points on the board all season long.
Yes, definitely they have, and they're, like I said, from the outset, they have been averaging over 30 points a game offensively. You know, last week they really played a great game against Merrillville. You know, and you saw that the score looked a little bit closer than you thought it would be, and that's because Merrillville, you know, scored a couple touchdowns late in the fourth quarter to make it seem a little closer than it was. You know, you look at the Duneland Conference, you got Crown Point with Crown Point, Lake Central, Michigan City, Valparaiso, all with the win last week. Chesterton, Merrillville, LaPorte, and Portage, all with the loss last week. So we're gonna see this start to shake out a little bit. You look at Crown Point and you look at Merrillville usually as the top leaders in the Duneland Conference. This week we're going to see who's going to be that team that's going to contend with those two teams.
Right.
Could it be Michigan City? Michigan City looked really good last week against Chesterton, and I think they're tied up with Valparaiso right here at 7 at the half. So I think between Michigan City and Valparaiso, we're going to have to see who's going to be in that running for the leader of the pack with those other two top teams.
Yeah, that does seem to be the big question this year, is how is the depth going to shake out for the Duneland Conference, as it seems to be one of those years where after the top two spots, it could be one of those years where anyone can beat anyone in very competitive stretch down the remaining of the season.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, you know, with the rest of these teams, your first goal is to have a winning season, and secondly is always to win conference, and then, you know, as you get into the playoffs, you know, you want to win your sectional and then regional. So I think these teams are really aiming for, when they get into the sectional play, you know, and try and get that sectional championship. Whether or not they can, you know, knock the Crown Point off of their stool.
Right.
And it seems like, you know, each week, if I'm Crown Point, I got to think I'm coming in, everybody thinks of them as being their Super Bowl.
And even the way the Duneland could be once you get past Crown Point and Merrillville, we could have a lot of teams that are maybe 6-3, 7-2. You kind of beat up each other in conference play, and then when you get to postseason, those records could be deceiving, and they could really go on a deep run as iron sharpens iron. We saw that with even Lake Central playing Grand Rapids Catholic Central, a powerhouse from the Michigan area. Playing a high-profile team like that gets you ready to face Crown Point or Merrillville, and there's no easy games, it appears, on the schedule this season.
Now, if I remember correctly, there was one of the players from Grand Rapids was either going to Michigan or not Michigan.
Purdue. They had the linebacker.
Okay, Purdue, yes. Boy, that guy, he was good. He was everywhere.
That's where we see a lot of these schools in the Duneland playing strong non-conference opponent, whether it's Merrillville and Valparaiso playing top teams from Chicago, or Lake Central playing teams from Michigan. That makes you ready for DAC play. And this kickoff, and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated. It's a shorter kick, and it squeaks away, and it's recovered by the Indians. Lake Central, with the squib kick, forces the turnover, and they will get the ball in their opponents, deep in their territory.
That looks like number 9 for the Indians came up with the recovery.
That was Jacob White-Hustler with the fumble recovery there, and that gives great field position for Cameron Reddick and the Lake Central offense.
And the reason we knew that is because he ran all the way across the field with the ball. We appreciate that. It makes our job a little bit easier. We appreciate that.
And that was a huge boost for Lake Central. They have a fumble recovery in the red zone, and now they get one on the kickoff. That is massive to try to get back in this game. They take over at the Crown Point 23-yard line. Reddick hands it off to Turley. He will rumble forward to the right side of the line before there's a lot of red helmets able to get to him, but no gain on the play. Up front for the Indians, Lucas Rocky, Matt Kafka, Colton Mines, Will Sandoval, and Jace Luther make up the offensive line. Logan Rodden, Xavier Green, and Hamza Issa at receiver. Andrew Koszelski at fullback, Jacob Turley at running back, and Cameron Reddick at quarterback for the home team from Lake Central.
Yeah, on the tackle, number 54, Amir Plowden stuffed him right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. See if the Indians go to the air.
After no gain on first down, the Indians get ready for second down. Reddick rolls to his left, looking for options, and heaves one to the right side of the line. It's a high-flying pass that falls incomplete, nearly intercepted by Summers, but there's also a flag thrown.
Intentional grounding.
So the flag on the play will go against Lake Central.
Huge mistake right there by Cam Reddick.
So that'll make it a bit of a tougher situation here. So you get the ball in the 23, and
what do? You go backwards. Oh, ineligible receiver, huh?
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, making it 15 yards to go to the sticks for the Indians. About 11:08 left in the third quarter. 2nd and 15. Lake Central will send 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Turley's behind Reddick in the pistol. Bulldogs showing some pressure at the line.
They always bring some heat.
Reddick drops back to pass. Fires one deep to the left, looking for Issa at the goal line, and it drops a step in front of him, incomplete.
As Issa was looking over his shoulder, it seemed like he started to slow down a little bit. He's got to accelerate and go through that ball. Cam Reddick threw it right to where it needed to be, outstretched, and he had the defensive back beat out there for the Bulldogs. Oh, well, just poor route running right there by Issa. Just, when you're looking over your shoulder, you really got to accelerate and look. Keep running. He seemed to just slow down just a half a step, and that's how far the ball is overthrown.
So the third down, or the incompletion, makes it 3rd and 15 for the Indians.
I'd say, you know what, you got about 5 or 6 yards right here. Go for it on 4th down.
Trailing 21-0 in this game, and there will be a whistle as the play clock runs down to 0. Timeout taken by LC. So we will get ready for this anticipated 3rd down play, as Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say Go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in city services, and encouraging smart growth. Mayor Land and the Pace team invite those 21 and older to Bulldog Park on September 13th for the city's Wine Fest. Enjoy samples from dozens of vendors, small bites, and live entertainment from the Moods and Frank Rivoli. For tickets, visit crownpoint.info/winefest.
Sounds like a good time.
Temperatures dropping here in St. John. The Friday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. It's 71 degrees and windy here in St. John.
Yeah, you can hear the wind blowing through the crowd, Mike, a little bit.
Yeah, those wind gusts kind of blowing towards the press box up here, so side to side on the field. That's the Friday night forecast, brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. With a 24/7 emergency service, comfort isn't far away.
Looks like Crown Point's going to back off and go some heavy coverage. We're only going to rush 3, it looks like.
They'll put Issa in motion. 3rd and long here as Reddick drops back to pass. Throws one to the corner of the end zone, and it goes off the back of the DB. Incomplete.
Reddick, Cam Reddick on his long throws right there, he seems to be just not putting any air under it. He's throwing darts instead of throwing it with a little bit of arc on it, and his receivers, not giving his receivers much of a chance to make the catches.
That was Summers in the coverage, and the ball, he had his back turned to Reddick, and it hit him right at the nameplate of his jersey. So 4th and 15, they've entered Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory. Sponsored by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Visit them on the web at fourseasonsmechanical.com. 4th and 15 from the 28. Lake Central looking to get on the board here. Reddick passing, dances around in the backfield. He's flushed out, going to the left, looking downfield. Fires one to the back of the end zone. It is off the mark. Incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs, and the Lake Central offense, after getting the ball at the 23 to start the half, unable to finish the drive with points.
Yeah, it looks like that was Nico Graham in the back of the end zone, number 14, trying to make the catch, but just sputtering offensively. The Lake Central Indians just cannot put anything together.
So now we'll see the offense from Crown Point, the defense from Lake Central. Up front for the Indians, it's Dylan Scanlon, Jacob Jones, and Isaiah Alvarez. Bryce Reisky, Brody Ramirez, and Luke Falis play linebacker. And patrolling the secondary, Lucas Embry, Colin Myers, Lucas Lynn, Braden Hurley, and Jacob White Hustler. Here's Custy in the pistol, hands it off to the running back. He's going to drive to the right, and then he is sent backward by a trio of Lake Central defenders. Shut with the carry for Crown Point.
Yeah, it looks like that was number 6, Lucas Lynn, leading the pack right there. Just drilled him again from his free safety position, pulling him, looks like to about 3-yard gain. The Lake Central defense answering the bell on first down.
So here's Custy. 7 yards for the first down for the Bulldogs. Play action pass. He's throwing to the left, connects with Urbaniak, and then he is pushed to the sideline, but he will get enough yardage for the first down.
Yeah, Urbaniak did a nice job, ran an out route, got his defender with his hips turned him. Once he saw his hips turn, just planted his foot, stepped to the outside, and boom, ball was right there. Nice pass by Krusty, right on the money.
That's a Four Seasons Mechanical first down, brought to you by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. New set of downs from the Lake Central 41. This one's lofted downfield, and it's reeled in by Urbaniak with the long connection from Custy. That will move things to the red zone for Crown Point. Go from the opposing 41 to the 22.
What a nice throw right there. Just dropped it in stride. Number 18, Hurley for the Lake Central Indians just had no chance. Did a nice job making sure he didn't score and pushed him out of bounds with the tackle.
So Custy shows off the arm, picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 18-yard line. They'll put a tight end in motion. Custy hands it off to Shutt, and he will drive forward, but he is rudely met by 3 linemen from the Indians.
Yeah, Brody Ramirez led the tribe of Indians right there to make the hit.
And that was actually Gurnick on the carry, so Lake Central trying to stop the run game here. 2-yard pickup.
Well, it seems as soon as you stop the run game for Crown Point, all of a sudden they start chucking the ball over the top of you. It's just you just can't win for losing against these guys.
Gurnick, the sophomore running back, had 97 yards and a touchdown on the ground against Merrillville last week, and then 50 yards of receiving. And here's Summers with the delayed handoff to Gurnick. He turns the corner at the left side, keeps moving, and then breaks through into the end zone. The Bulldogs add another one. Max Gurnick with the 16-yard touchdown scamper.
Yeah, nice job right there. Gurnick, once he got to the outside, there was a couple Indians, and all of a sudden he just bounced off them and then stepped to the outside and punched it in for the score. Great job of running right there by Gurnick. And again, Lake Central defense put on the spot right there. Lake Central offense not able to come through, and Crown Point makes them pay.
Gurnick records his second touchdown of the season, getting ready for the extra point from Brewer. It's a 27-0 lead for Crown Point. The PAT is up, and it's good. It's now a 28-0 lead with 8:28 remaining in the third quarter. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. So we see Max Gurnick adding the touchdown run on that last drive for the Bulldogs. So they put points on the board, make it a 28-0 lead over the host Lake Central Indians. Brewer runs into his kick, lets it fly, takes a bounce, and then drops. Sami Shedding's going to have to pick it up and try to dance to the 10-yard line before the Bulldogs surround him and drop him just inside the 10. So they thought that was going to bounce into the end zone and then quickly had to call the audible there and pick it up and run.
Yes, he did. Big mistake right there by the special teams of Lake Central again. Letting the ball hit the ground on a kickoff. That costs you 15 to 20 yards right there. Once that ball hits the ground, gives that special teams coverage team to get down the field and make the tackle. It looks like they spotted it right at the 10.
So Cameron Reddick and the Lake Central offense will head up to the line of scrimmage with a long field to go. 1st and 10 from their own 10. They were able to take over at the opposing 23 last time out, but couldn't go forward. And they will look for a different result here, deep in their own side of the field. They put Turley in motion to the left. Reddick avoids some pressure, rolls to the right. He will hang on to it. He knocks through one defender and then keeps going. Looks like it'll be a 9-yard pickup. Cameron Reddick on the physical first down carry.
Yeah, nice job, Reddick right there. Knocking Cody Smith right on over from his defensive back position. Comes up, doesn't think the quarterback's going to deliver to Wood, and Reddick just knocks him over and picks up a couple more yards. 2nd and 1.
So after the 9-yard pickup from Reddick, he will bring his troops to the line. They need just 1 yard to go at their own 19. 7:43 left to play in the third quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Turley. He reads things at the line, cuts to the left, and he'll pick up a handful of yards, getting stopped at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, great push by this offensive line, all of a sudden waking up a little bit, and you know you're doing good offensively when you got Griffin Van Tickle making the tackle from his free safety position.
After getting the Four Seasons Mechanical first down, the Indians will look to go for a drive here. Reddick and company gets set up at the right hash mark. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Reddick hands it off to Turley. He has some room at the left side, gets to the 40. He turns on the Jets to the 50, and he is wrestled out of bounds at the opposing 40-yard line. But Jacob Turley is able to flip the field, heads into Lake Central or into Crown Point territory before he is pushed out of bounds by Dominic Fanton.
Yeah, great job, Turley, turning on the Jets once he gets to the open field and busts it open for a nice gain for the Indians. All of a sudden, you feel like there's some momentum on the sideline over here. You got the, I hear a few people cheering for Lake Central.
Turley picks up one of the longest plays from scrimmage for the Indians. 1st and 10 from the opposing 40. Ball's at the left hash mark. Low snap. They will hand it off to Ramirez. He will break to the right side of the line, and then Fanton knocks him down.
Boy, Fanton brought the wood on that one, baby. He came up and hit him. Nice tackle. Put his shoulder right into his hip pads, and bam, took him down.
Brody Ramirez, the 6', 225-pound linebacker. That's playing some running back as well for Lake Central, so that's tough to stop when he's running downhill. He picks up 5 on the carry. Moving to the Crown Point 35-yard line at the far right hash mark. 6 minutes, 20 seconds to play.
Yeah, that's Ramirez's only third carry on the season.
9 seconds on the play clock. Ramirez remains in the backfield with Reddick. Play action, looking to pass. Reddick's going to avoid some pressure. He breaks to the middle of the line of scrimmage and gets to the 25. Cameron Reddick with the scramble picks up first down for the Indians.
Yeah, Coach Koulianos is out there. Don't pinch me. I'm dreaming here. This is a drive, unbelievable drive right here by the Indians. Putting it together, mistake-free. Let's see if they can keep it going.
Second Four Seasons Mechanical first down pickup for Reddick on this drive. 5:43 remaining, and this one will be read well by the Bulldogs. They drop Ramirez behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. Mark Gonzalez, the first red helmet to get to him.
Yeah, Gonzalez looked like he was in the huddle because he knew exactly where that ball was going, and Reddick had no choice to hand that off. Gonzalez was right there, and he couldn't read it one way or the other, and boom, he handed off, and Gonzalez read it great.
Gonzalez, another one of those multi-year starters for the Crown Point defense, shows the experience there. So now Reddick and Turley in the backfield, just over 5 minutes to play. It's 2nd and 14. 8 seconds on the play clock. Looking for the snap. Surveying his options to the right side of the field. Floats one to Issa, and he drops it. Issa was turning to go downfield, and the ball just slipped out of his gloves and hit the turf. Incomplete. It's Green, the intended receiver there, and that's one that the Indians probably wish they had back.
Oh, yes, definitely. He had the first down. All he had to do was cradle it in, and he had the first down and then some. Again, a couple times receivers, one on each team, has decided to run before they had secured the ball.
Makes it 3rd and long here from the 30. They need 14 yards for a new set of downs. Turley behind Reddick in the pistol. One receiver to the left. Reddick's rolling right, pump fakes, looking for the screen pass to his tight end. He's going to turn it upfield, lowers the shoulder, but Koszelski picks up a chunk of yards for the Indians to make it 4th and about 8. We'll see what they can draw up here. You're almost certainly in Four Seasons Mechanical 4-down territory.
Yes, you are. I'll tell you, right there, Logan Ronton, number 3 for Lake Central. If he was able to sustain his block on that screen pass, he was the defensive back out there, was the only man out there to make the tackle. He could have at least picked up another 5 or 6 yards, make this 4th down and manageable.
4th and 8 from the 24. Reddick rolling right, running out of time. Heaves one to the right side, and it will go incomplete. Well defended by the Bulldogs. Just couldn't quite make the toe tap catch at the sideline. He was looking for Verda, and that will be an incompletion and a turnover on downs.
Well, I've got to say, I'm shocked by the Lake Central offense right there. That was probably the best drive I've seen them have against a quality opponent versus Grand Rapids or Crown Point here in this game. Those are best drive I've seen in those two games.
Certainly a lot to build on.
Yes.
There were some really good runs by the senior quarterback to move the ball downfield, and
a drop pass, and this could have been still going for Lake Central.
It's Custian at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Play action look. He floats one deep downfield looking for Smith, but it's overthrown, falling incomplete at the right hash mark. They were looking for the deep strike to Smith, who has one receiving touchdown this evening.
Yeah, and he was good 5-6 yards past the defensive back. Lucas Embry was trailing him. Well, if I'm the quarterback, just float that ball out there. Let the receiver run to it. He just put a little bit too much gas on it going down the field.
So after the deep incompletion, that makes it 2nd and 10 from the Lake Central or from the Crown Point 24-yard line.
I was going to say, Crown Point, not too many guys on the sideline, and then I look and I see over by the tent at the midfield, there was like 20 guys huddled around a TV.
Yeah, the defense breaking down the film from that last sequence, and they were unable to get the proper numbers in the huddle, so they'll take a timeout. 3:58 remaining in the third quarter. Crown Point leads 28-0. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back at Lake Central High School, late in the third quarter here. Leo Staudaher, Jay Simmons with you for this Duneland matchup as we will see the Crown Point offense back on the field. Reminder, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals. So it'll be Custy at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Shutt will join him in the backfield, and they have to hustle to bring another receiver onto the field. And they get another receiver off the field. Will they just have to take back-to-back timeouts here? Or, yes, they will take a second timeout. So we could take a look around the region. The scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til, your favorite Indiana-made grocery store.
All right, you got me with I'm having a hard time getting the scoreboard going here. What am I doing wrong here?
We will just work through those technical difficulties. But
there we go.
A reminder that you can follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, stream on YouTube/Region Sports, Facebook, and RegionSports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til. Now the Bulldogs head back up to the line. We'll let some of those scores filter in over the next play or so. But Custy with two receivers short side to the right. They'll put another one in motion, and it'll be a toss to the left to Smith, and he's going to break off a big run here, gets to the 35, 40, slides to the right, keeps going to the opposing 40, 30, 25, 15, 10, and goal line. Caden Smith with his second touchdown of the day on the reverse. Takes it a long way from the opposing 24, 76 yards for the touchdown.
Boy, he just accelerates once he gets into that secondary, and nobody within a good 5 to 10 yards of him. Smith, like you said, Leo, with his second touchdown of the game. He's in the contention for that Crowell superhero of the game, Crowell Lantern Man superhero of the game.
This one occurs with 3:41 remaining in the third quarter. Makes it a 34-0 lead for Crown Point, awaiting this PAT from Oliver Brewer. Colton Brown with the snap. Cooper Mulaski will attempt the hold. So the snap from Brown, the hold from Mulaski, the boot from Brewer, nearly blocked by, that appeared to be Lynn breaking through, but it goes through the uprights, making it a 35-0 lead for Crown Point. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Getting ready for a Quintel kickoff. This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. And that last kickoff, that was when we saw the Indians get pinned at the 10-yard line, so they'll be looking to either get the touchback or a clean return here.
That'd be nice. Get something positive out of the special teams here. Lake Central's made some mistakes.
Brewer steps into his kick. It sails. He's short of the goal line. Sami Scheiding takes it and will run, moves to the 15-yard line, breaks to his left, and he keeps going. He has some room to go at the 40, has a path at the 50, breaks to the opposing 45, keeps going to the 30, and he's eventually stopped inside the 25. But Colin Myers with a long kickoff return for Lake Central. gives his offense some brilliant field position.
Yes, again, Lake Central starting position on a couple drives inside of Crown Point's 30-yard line. Let's see if they can get a score here. That offense, the last series, did a great job mixing up the pass and the run, and Cam Reddick with a couple nice runs as well. The receivers got to hold on to the ball for Lake Central, but if they can do those things, boom, we can see a score here by the Indians.
Now with the running clock just under 3 minutes to go here, they'll have to work quickly. A bit of elongated 2-minute drill now at this point where you figure the tempo is probably going to be up as Reddick had a very nice last drive. It didn't result in points, but he had some heads-up scrambles that were able to get his team a new set of downs. It'll be 1st and 10 from the opposing 25. 3 receivers far to the left, 1 close by to the right. Reddick stepping back in the pocket. Rolls to the right. He's going to quickly fire a dart to the right, and it is knocked out of the hands of his receiver. He was looking for Logan Rodden. He was shoved out of bounds by Cavalcante.
Hit him in the hands. When I was playing, if you hit you in the hands, you were supposed to catch it.
He was
but it would have been a very
with Ortiz crashing in on him, and
plus he was trying to tiptoe on the sidelines right there. Tough, very tough catch.
So following the incompletion, the Indians will now look to pick up some yards, and the clock doesn't stop now with the 35-point lead. So even on the incompletion, time keeps ticking away. Reddick fakes the handoff, throws a screen to his right, and he skips it. It bounces to Issa, so another incompletion.
I think this, for Lake Central, might be some time to put in Wes Lalich, the sophomore.
We saw him a little bit in the Catholic Central game in some of those passing situations. Yes. But Reddick definitely gives that scrambling ability.
Oh, yes, 100%. Plus, do you really want to throw a sophomore out there against this
the
crazy defense?
First-string defense from Crown Point. This is a senior-heavy defense with Gibbs, Gonzalez, a lot of players that have been Van Tykelt starting for multiple years, experienced some deep playoff runs. Play action look, quick strike pass, and it falls in and out of the hands of the tight end, Koszelski. Incomplete.
Yeah. I don't think he was ready for it. That ball got to him so quickly. Just as he was coming out of his break, that ball, boom, there. It doesn't look like his hands were ready to make the catch.
That's something you're hearing a lot, discussion about the quarterbacks at the NFL, where sometimes the rookies try to throw it too hard sometimes, and it makes it tougher for the
especially such
receiver.
A short pass right there.
Yeah.
He's only maybe 5-6 yards down the field, and then we're going to go to the end of the third quarter.
And so through 3 quarters, Crown Point leads over Lake Central 35-0. Be a big 4th down coming up for the Indians. When we return, you're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
This is 4 Down territory here, and they've entered the Four Seasons Mechanical 4 Down territory, sponsored by Four Seasons Mechanical in Merrillville. Reddick fakes the screen to the right, now lofts one downfield towards Rodden, and Rodden in double coverage couldn't quite make the grab in the end zone. He was covered by Clark and Cavalcante. Incomplete, turnover on downs, and that'll bring the Bulldog offense back out.
Yeah, just over the outstretched hands of Rotten right there. Another possible one that he could have possibly caught. Hey, let's hit it.
The scoreboard update is courtesy of your neighborhood Strachan Van Til Food Market. Strachan Van Til. Shop online for delivery or curbside pickup at strachanvantil.com.
All right, work through the phone hiccup right there. Let's go. Andrean, 14. Munster, 7 in the third quarter. All these scores are coming to third quarter. Calumet, 16. Highland, 10. Whiting, 26. Calumet Christian, 0. Griffith Panthers, 49-0 over Boone Grove. The number 2 team in the RSM poll, the Hobart Brickies, 30. Kankakee Valley, 0. And we got a good one going on down in Chesterton. In the third quarter, Chesterton 14, Chesterton 19, LaPorte 14. Lowell just entering the top 10 at number 8, 28-14 over Hanover Central.
Mulaski hands it off to the running back, and he will push forward. So we might have a flag on the play as well, as there's a new running back in, Cesar Torres, the freshman running back in for Crown Point.
Lined up offsides.
So that will move things.
5-yard face mask. All right, let's continue on with the scoreboard. A thriller going on in Valparaiso. Number 5, Valparaiso. Number 7, Michigan City battling it out. In the third quarter, Valparaiso 7, Michigan City 7. Maryville all over Portage, 30-3. And last one, Lake Station 30, West Central 15. That one is in the third quarter as well.
So Mulaski working some new faces into the fray for the Bulldogs, some underclassmen in at receiver and running back. They'll put Torres in motion to the right. Mulaski looks right, throws one to his left. This will be R.J. Ford, the freshman receiver, as he's twisted down by Ramirez and a couple other Lake Central defenders.
Boy, if you're hitting the varsity field as a freshman here at Crown Point, you got to be feeling really pretty good about yourself.
Yeah, there's a couple freshmen that they've involved in the game plan. A.J. Summers at linebacker and Wildcat QB, but then Ford and Torres on this possession, albeit in second half time in a bit of a lopsided fashion, but those are reps that could pay off later.
Oh, definitely. You never know when an injury might happen, something, you might have to stick in a young guy on the field.
So getting them those game reps where you're not just wearing the uniform as a costume on Friday, you're actually getting it dirty as Mulaski powers forward, trying to get to the line. He will be stuffed, or he will get the first down. Just picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down.
No, I think that was number 4 on the carry.
Well, that would have been Summers, so another one of those freshmen.
Yeah.
And Summers we've seen him take some direct snaps. And
yep, Mulaski's coming back into the game right now.
So he might not be the running quarterback. They might bring in Summers or someone else when they have to run. But Mulaski, a tall frame, been using the passing looks tonight. He will hand it off to Torres. He breaks to the right side of the line. So Crown Point, or that was Tuan Logan on the carry. The senior running back picks up 5 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I've got to say kudos to Lake Central defense. They have played pretty well. You take out a couple big plays. Well, all right, the punt return's not on them.
Yeah.
And then you take out the 76-yard run by Caden Smith on the reverse. It's got some respectability here.
You look at it, too. They forced the fumble. They had a turnover on special teams. They were able to stifle them on a few big drives, gave their offense some good field position more than once. Screen pass stumped off to Shutt. He will take it down the runway to the left, weaves through traffic, and is knocked into the Lake Central sideline at the LC 40.
I'm surprised Shutt's still in the game with a lead 35-0 and 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
So picks up the Four Seasons Mechanical first down. So they will continue to adjust, bringing players on and off the field. We might see, it looks like Gurnick will come in at running back. As the play clock's down to 17, they need to get a player off the field. Mulaski in the shotgun, 2 receivers far to the right, It'll be a pop pass to Gernick. He will turn the corner at the right side of the line, getting to the 44 before he's wrestled out of bounds.
So we finally got a scoring update. Byron Central Bulldogs 34, Morton Governors 7. Now, just saying about this, I looked it up on MapQuest the other day, and it's a 3-hour and 30-minute drive for the Morton Governors to get to where they're playing today. So you got to figure out with a bus, you're looking at a 4-hour drive. It was a long way to go, play, and then come back, all in one day.
Glad they didn't assign us to that game.
Hopefully we get mileage.
It'll be a handoff to Logan. He cuts through to the middle of the line, gets to the right hash mark. He'll be close to the first down marker. It'll be just short of the first down. So Crown Point continuing their winning ways. Coming into this game, they've won 30 consecutive regular season games, including 22 consecutive against Duneland opponents. They've been really playing well these last couple seasons. Some deep playoff runs are kind of reshuffling the deck at quarterback and running back this year, but no real growing pains yet here in week 4. Mulaski floats one downfield. This one intended for the receiver. He was looking for Bobby Bond, but it is broken up, well defended by Lynn. It's actually now Chase Horton, the sophomore, in at quarterback for the Bulldogs.
Did you say Bobby Bonds?
That was Kingston Connolly.
Okay.
Bobby Bond, 85. Connolly, 86.
All right, we got another scoreboard update. Calumet, 22. Highland, 17. That's a lot closer than I thought it would be. Highland hanging in there. Go Trojans.
4.5 minutes remaining. Horton in at quarterback now. The Lake Central defense trying to stand tall. It'll be a handoff to Logan through the middle of the line, and he will convert this Four Seasons mechanical 4-down territory. Turn it into a Four Seasons first down.
Yeah, we keep getting some more scoring updates. Boy, some of these games are turning into some really close ones. You've got Lowell Red Devils 28, Hanover Central 20, Valparaiso 14, Michigan City 14 in the fourth quarter. So that's a good one to tune into as the game continues.
New set of downs from the 26. Horton hands it off to the running back, and he is dropped.
Number 87 for the Lake Central Indians.
Charles Jelsic with the tackle. Brody Ramirez helps out as well. Brody Ramirez, we've seen him on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
That's when you see an upperclassman like Ramirez, a junior, still giving 100% at this point in the game. That sets the example for the rest of the program. That's the type of guy you want to follow his lead.
100%.
2nd and 10 at the 26. Horton looking right to pass, throws a screen, connects with Rodriguez, and he finds some room, continues to scurry forward, and he is stumbling his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Rodriguez adds 6 more for the Bulldogs with just over 3 minutes remaining, making it 41-0 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, nice catch right there. Just 26 hard-fought yards. He ran through several tacklers by the Lake Central Indians, and he punches it in. And that came at about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Takes it to 42-0. Almost 42.
Yeah, waiting the PAT from Brewer.
Who was that scored?
That was Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, the senior wide receiver. His first receiving touchdown of the year. He had 1 reception for 3 yards entering this one. So he adds 26 to his stat line this year. Brewer gets ready for the PAT, boots it to the left and just sneaks it in through the uprights. Makes it a 42-0 lead for Crown Point with a little over 2 minutes remaining. So we will step aside. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
This kickoff and all kickoffs are presented by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994.
When thinking in a few minutes, we got to start thinking about.
Yeah, we will. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies, proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field.
And to go along with that, at the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be naming the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by the Boilermakers Local 374. Learn at apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org.
The kickoff from Brewer goes out of bounds near the Crown Point sideline, so that'll bring the offense from Lake Central onto the field. You can stay with us after the game, and we'll name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union ironworker. Wes Lalich will head out to the field with the Lake Central offense, the sophomore quarterback.
I think we know what the play of the game is going to be. It's the other couple that we're going to have a little issue with.
Certainly a lot to consider, as just under 90 seconds remaining. We'll see some of the underclassmen in for Lake Central. Lalich looking left. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to break to the Crown Point sideline. Picks up about a yard. So you get the underclassman Lalich, 11 for 20 on the season, 64 yards through the air, one carry for 13 yards. He does not pick up a gain on that play, so it'll remain 2nd and 10. Just over a minute left to go, and so getting some reps for some of your younger players, as we saw Crown Point do on that last drive. It resulted in points. Lalich rolling right, under pressure, looking to get rid of it. Fires a quick pass to Rodden, who goes sliding but couldn't quite hang on to it, so incomplete.
Well, quarterbacks for Lake Central have given their receivers some opportunities to catch the ball and just have not come up to help their quarterbacks out. I mean, yes, you got to make a pretty darn good catch, but you got to help your quarterbacks out every once in a while.
It's been a tough break for these quarterbacks as 20 seconds and counting left to go. Lalich trying to bring his team to the line for one last play, directing traffic, getting everybody set up. 7 seconds to go. Here's the snap. Play action. Quick strike to the right to Issa, and he is twisted down just past the 40, and that will just about do it. Crown Point defeats Lake Central 42-0 to pick up their 31st consecutive regular season victory.
As the march continues, huh?
They move to 4-0 on the year, while for Lake Central, they fall to 2-2, 1-1 in Duneland play. There was the early punt return touchdown, some big plays through the air and the ground, and the Bulldogs pick up the win over a conference foe. We will hand out some of the post-game awards. We will step aside, come back. Just one more segment. Stick around. You're watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep, skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Leo Sauterher, Jay Simmons wrapping things up at Lake Central, where the Bulldogs were victorious 42-0 over the Indians of Lake Central. It's now time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies proud to recognize the superheroes on the football field.
And that went to Caden Smith on an 8-yard touchdown reception from Cooper Mulaski, and then a 76-yard run on a reverse play where he just cuts it back all the way across the field and just decides, you know what, I'm going to outrun 11 guys from the other team, and waltzes into the end zone. Like I said, a 76-yard return. That came with 3:41 left in the third quarter. That made it 35-0 Crown Point. You know, Leo, we were talking about it, and we said, you know, in the break we were talking, you know, Lake Central's got something to hang their hats on here. Yeah. The score is not indicative of how the game was played, even though it was 42-0. A couple mistakes, special teams like that one right there. On defense, a couple lapses like that 76-yard reverse right there. But other than that, they played really well. And, you know, let's go to the blue-collar player of the game.
So keeping that theme, we'll name the blue-collar player of the game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
And we're going to give it to Brody Ramirez. Played well defensively, just stuck his helmet into so many plays, stopping Crown Point. Like we said, they got a return, a fumble in the red zone to stop them for a score, and you know, made them really extend themselves offensively for the few scores that they got offensively. I know a couple came on some short fields, a bad punt by Lake Central. Lake Central really has got to focus on, I think, two things they've really got to focus on, you know, moving forward. One, special teams. You cannot have those mistakes on kickoff returns, punt return, the punt team going down and making the tackles, and then the kickoff return team being able to handle the ball cleanly and not be trapped inside the 20-yard line several times like they did.
Yeah.
So they've got to, but kudos goes to the Crown Point kicker, kicking it within the 5-10 yard line several times. Yeah.
That was really well done by Oliver Brewer of Crown Point. And moving things along, the special teams theme continues. It's time to name the proud Union home play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a Union Ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com. Tonight's Ironworkers 395 play of the game tonight was
Griffin Van Tickle with the 90-yard punt return. As you see him catch the ball, all of a sudden he's got a pack of dogs in front of him, and nobody from Lake Central even comes close as he goes 90 yards, and that came at 9 minutes in the first quarter. And, Coach Koulianos was like, one of those head scratchers goes, it was 4th down and 2 right before that play, and they decided, you know what, hey, we're going to punt them, make them go to the length of the field. And, yeah, they did. They made them go to the length of the field in about 5 seconds. Griffin Van Tickle, 90-yard punt return for the play of the game.
So big thank you to everyone involved with tonight's broadcast, to our management team at Region Sports, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Heather Ames, Zach Miller, and Mike Dewan, to my broadcast crew, my partner Jay Simmons. Great job as always. To Nick Rust producing everything, keeping us on the air all night long, and Paul Vela doing a great job capturing all the highlights on the camera. Thanks to the coaches of each side, Craig Bazia of Crown Point and Pete Koulianos of Lake Central. To Bill Girola, athletic director at Crown Point, and Chris Einert from Lake Central, and to the viewers at Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports, and RegionSports.com. This is Leo Staudaher thanking you for watching Game Night on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.